Welcome back to the Great Culture Wars in EU4, and I've just noticed that the Romanians, by participating in this Turkish jihad, they're not only going against their Christian brothers, despite them being Orthodox, they're still all Christians, right? But they're also going against their own family, because we have the same family ruling in Bulgaria as in Romania. So this is insane. They're working together with a different dynasty, which, by the way, is now the same in Syria and Turkey. It's the same family ruling Turkey and Syria, so it makes sense that they're working together. But why would Romanians help this family against their own? It doesn't really make any sense. But you know, that's what we see happening right now. Also, one thing that I should just point out is that this Montmorency family that is, ruling over Burgundy, the Gascons, and the Normans is now also ruling over the Sardinians. So this family has a huge influence in the world. So we'll see what comes out of that, really. We also have one thing that I've forgot to mention was that the Prussians and the Swedish are ruled by the same family as well. We have the von Weimar family, and we now also have the Alba family, which before was the Catail family that was ruling in the Breton lands. They have now been replaced in Ireland by the Alba family, which is also the ruling family of the Leonese. So that could be potentially a very interesting personal union as well. I'm just really looking forward to whatever happens here in France, because obviously it would be cool to see France somewhat form. I mean, I checked if there are formable nations, we didn't see them, but still, that would be just it would be kind of nice to see that the family kind of gets together and creates one state. It's just going to be interesting to see under which part of the family, which culture it will be. But I would definitely look forward to a united France here, and it would be very powerful as well. But none of them are actually allied with anyone else. So yeah, it's just they hate each other. They hate each other so much. But it does make sense. It's probably just like cousins or sisters or brothers or whatever that hate each other so much they don't want to work together. But anyway, so Albanians are completely occupied. Obviously, we knew that this jihad wasn't going to go particularly well. The Greeks actually gained a province here, so the Turks did not forget about their allies. They actually gave them some land. I'm not sure what else happened. I suppose it was, I can't even say what the Bulgarians lost. I can't even say that. The Crimeans didn't really get anything, although I at least think they took something here, like maybe a colony or something. But this shouldn't be a colony. I have no clue, but it seems like they at least took this one province. I'm not entirely sure on that, but yeah, anyway, at least that war is now over. So, other than that, we've got the Aragonese crusade against the Andalusians. Now, we should keep in mind, the Andalusians are Sunni. They were a Sunni nation. They started off in Iberia, but they are a Sunni nation. So, of course, the Aragonese want to have them gone. Now, it will be, since the Portuguese are involved, they actually have some lands here. So the Ashanti did a good job of blocking off anyone else by taking the coast, but they did not take these two provinces, and that will allow the Portuguese to get in and, yeah, well, probably take over even more. They could essentially take over everything, but the Aragonese have some of this occupied, and they won't be able to take it because they have no adjacent province. But they do have this that they will definitely take over, and perhaps they even take the island if they manage to take that. So that's good for them. Other than that, have we anything else going on? We've got the Danish conquest of Neumark against the Norwegians. Denmark versus Norway. They bring in the Dutch, the Highlanders, the Estonians, and the Prussians, and only the Normans are protecting the Norwegians. Now this is really interesting because the Normans obviously had this one huge war they fought against the Danish, and they took so much land from them. And now, if we disregard the Norwegians here, they're all alone against the Danish. This could be bad for them. This could mean finally the Danish cause returning to Denmark and making them look nice again. I mean, here's the thing: their country has been split in half for a long time, and if they manage to take these 5 cores, those are 5 provinces. There was one single war where truly the Normans just went rampage and took as much as they could. But if these 4 or 5 provinces make it back into the into the Danish hands, then well, that would be a major power play for the Danes, but it would also weaken the Normans significantly. And perhaps, since the Danish have some more claims, perhaps they're even going to take that. Yeah, look at this. The Dutch have claims, the Danish have claims, and of course there's still the Norwegian lands that they could potentially take over. I mean, they have claims here directly as well. The Norwegians are obviously the war leaders in this, but I would not, you know, miss taking my cause back in this. Yeah. So the Danish did it well. They've been really biding their time. They've waited for the best opportunity to strike, and it has just presented itself. And I would be very sad to see if they wouldn't take their cause back. But I think they will do that. They will pretty much do that. I don't see the Normans really being able to do anything. So they're most likely going to lose control over this region, which still isn't that bad. They have a nice home base that is very powerful, and they obviously have Norman Canada, which all they got to do is keep control over them. As long as they keep control over that colonial nation, and as long as they have control at the end of the game, they will get half of their development, you know, added to their own development. So that's good. That is good for them. We've also seen another war that I have not really talked about, is the Muscovite-Polish Purge of Heresy. So the Ruthenians and Slovaks on the Muscovy side, which is nothing. I mean, these two suck against the Polish, Latvians, Finnish, and Norwegians. Now, the Norwegians are obviously busy, so they don't really matter, but it's still Muscovy fighting alone, basically, against the Finnish, Latvians, and Polish. And somehow the Austrians are involved. So this must be another war that I haven't really mentioned. Oh, holy balls. What is going on right now? We have the Silesian-Polish excommunication war. So the Silesians, Czech, and Austrians decided to declare war on the Polish as well. Alright, so this is how it works. I see. So it's the Finnish, Latvian, and Polish kind of being boxed in by the Silesians and the Muscovites. Alright, so it makes now sense that they have actually declared that war. They will probably be able to attack them. Yeah, Poland's probably going to get split in half now. Hungarians have now joined in on this as well, on probably the Silesian side, I could imagine. Or is that their own war? No, they join on the Silesian side, so the Poles will be destroyed, quite likely. We've got the Scots, Irish, and English. Scots, Irish, and English, very nice, fighting together with the Swedes against the Highlanders, the Welsh, the Finnish, Danish, and Dutch. Now this is a big deal. So this might actually save the Normans a little bit. Wow, this is a huge kind of northern war. The Welsh are the only ones of the British Isles who have decided to stay and turn against, I guess, the rest, if that makes any sense. And they're going to get absolutely destroyed. Yep, they have still a lot of cores on the English, but there's no way they're going to be able to survive this war. I mean, they had great allies, you know, the Normans and Gascons, but they kind of sided with the wrong in this war. They should not have joined the Highlanders in this. I wonder what this is all about, though. They want... Right, it was the Scots who want Reykjavik from the Highlanders, just to get Iceland under their full control, and I'm pretty sure that the Swedes join in because they want to get their cores back here. It makes sense. It does make sense. Now, also, when the Pomeranians were, you know, defeated by another nation, I'm not even sure who pounded them before, but they had to give up a few more provinces. Maybe it was the Franconians? I'm not sure. The Franconians have the Saxon starting province under their control. But the Pomeranians also had to give up another province to the Saxons. I think this one they had to give to the Saxons, and this one they gave to the Franconians for some reason. I'm not really sure what war that was, but yeah. Anyway, so the Norman lands are being occupied. We even see a Dutch army in mainland Normandy, so that's cool. The Polish are being, completely overrun. The Latvians can hold their own for now, but they're already being besieged by some Muscovite forces. The Finnish are being pushed back, but as long as they can hold the strait, I don't think it really matters much to them. Alright, so it's a bit much. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. The Muscovites, oh wow, they peaced out with Poland. They didn't take anything else. They just took these 4 provinces. So they're Byelorussian, so you could kind of see why they would go after that. And the Lithuanians are here as well. Okay, well, that was good for the Muscovites. They didn't really push this war any further. They basically just took their few provinces and left, which is a smart move. There's no way to stay in this any longer than that. And now we've got the Polish fighting the Silesians, Austro-Hungarian, Czech alliance. Ouch. Yeah, this is not cool. This is not cool. The Latvians and Finnish, they will not lose anything out of this. They will not lose anything in this war, but the Polish will get very diminished. Now I wonder if the Hungarians have... They have no claims. It's really just the Silesians that have one claim only. So that's going to be interesting to see what they take. The Normans are now actually being overrun. Still kind of surprised that this center of trade and estuary hasn't been besieged. It doesn't even have a fortress. None of this has a fortress. Okay, well, they're doing it now. The Prussians are involved. What did the Prussians... How did they get involved in this? They may have... Well, they're allied to the Danish. Alright, and they say peace now. Okay, so interesting. Oh, you... You won't believe it. So the Danish are still in this other war. They managed to take Neumark, which they wanted to. They took Schleswig as well. And they must have taken... And Lauenburg. Okay, so they took 2 of their 5 cores. And they didn't even take this very important province. That's a VIP, a very important province. But anyway, yeah, that actually kind of annoys me. Because, yeah, you took what you came for, but really? Why wouldn't you take that? That's way more important. Anyway, the Prussians are at war... Well, no, they're not. I thought they would have occupied this. But no, this is actually held by who? Who has this? The Silesians have Danzig under their control. Okay, I still kind of want the Prussians to just take Danzig. What is so difficult about that? I don't know. But we see the Leonese finally back at war with the Galicians and Morocco as well. So they did not care about the alliance between the Moroccans and the Galicians. They decided that, you know what? Fuck this shit. You're blocking us for way too long. We want these provinces back. They're our cause, and we're going to take them right now. And that's what they're doing. Now, they haven't actually taken this last province yet. I hope that they will do that soon. But perhaps it's not... Oh yeah, they have it under control now. This is their army. Alright, so they have them completely occupied. I'm not even sure if they want to send any forces into mainland Morocco. Probably not. I think they're content with just, you know, piecing out the Galicians. They probably have moved their capital away from Garb as well. So it should be... It's probably back here somewhere. No, it's not. Oh, their capital is right here. Alright, so as soon as that falls, they're just going to wait. I think they're not even going to bother about Garb. They will just take these 3 and these 3 provinces. And, yeah, they're going to look nice. Awesome. I love that. I love that. But yeah, other than that, we've got tons of more wars going on. The Turks fighting another war against Transylvania. They've got the Greeks with them and Romanians, but they do not have the Syrians on their side. Ruthenia, the Slovaks, Neapolitans, this is a very weak alliance, if I do say so myself. Yeah, this is a very weak alliance, because Transylvania doesn't really have much, Ruthenia is not very strong, Slovaks suck balls, and then, well, the Neapolitans are surprisingly able to push into the Romanian lands, but that will probably change. Actually, they have a lot of troops. I'm not really sure what you are doing. You're attacking with only half your army. Well, that's not really smart. But yeah, you're besieging their lands still. So yeah, overall, it makes sense. Now, I just wonder, have you broken your alliance with the Syrians? No, you still have that. Okay, that's smart. I think the Syrians are just simply... This is too far away for the Syrians to care. They don't really... They don't want to have any participation in that. They care about Bulgaria, who has actually blocked them off now. Bold move, dude. Bold move. But yeah, they don't really care about Europe all that much. So that's interesting. Anything else that I may have missed? Still the Scots, we've got the Silesians still against the Polish, and the Leonese against the New Galician and Morocco. Okay, now I think there was something I may have missed. Ooh, Danish are being quite overrun here. No, I think that was pretty much all the wars. Yep. All right. Well, perfect. Good for you. Good for you. Alright, so the Turks, they will take just even more lands. Perhaps the Greeks are even going to get something. So the alliance between the Greeks and Turks was definitely very beneficial for the Greeks. Not sure if it was all that beneficial for the Turks, but I mean, I guess whenever they feel like it, Turks could just you know, break the lines with the Greeks and pound them. There's no one that's really going to stop them at this point, especially as long as they are allied to the Syrians. They should not worry about anything. So I guess it helps distribute some of the lands, right? They weaken their enemies by giving lands to the Greeks, and they can always take it back from the Greeks if they so desire. Yeah, so the Leonese are now being smart. They've decided they're not going to send any troops to Occitan. Oh, interesting. Maghreb. They have taken this away from the Portuguese. I'm not sure when. I must have missed this, but they did take these provinces from the Galicians and the Portuguese, and they now control the very important coastal center of trade of Tangiers. And, you know, by the way, it just looks nice you know, for them to have this. I really hope that they're going to get their personal, well, their alliance back, actually, with the Leonese, but it seems like they have went another route. They are allied to the Gascons, which is a powerful nation. The Aragonese, well, you could argue they're powerful as well. They have got their personal union and the Neapolitans on their side as well. So, yeah, the Turks full annexed the Transylvanians. They took the mountain fortress. In fact, they took 2 mountain fortresses. Now this is a hill fortress. Yeah, but that's going to make it very easy for them to defend against the Hungarians here. They do not have any mountain fortresses. Okay, and Transylvania is still around. They're being guaranteed by the Venetians. They did not give that to the Greeks, which... maybe... I guess they couldn't do it. I imagine they couldn't full annex them. I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. The Dutch are completely occupied, and the Welsh have been full annexed by the Scots. Well, that's an end of an era right there. The Highlanders finally managed to claim this this wasteland for them by colonizing here. I like that, because it was looking very ugly. This makes it look a lot nicer than it used to. Polish is still not dead. What the hell is taking so long? I really don't understand why it's taken so long to occupy them. But anyway, we should see a peace here soon. We still got these wars going on. Leon, the Scots, and the Silesians. In fact, the Finnish are involved in these wars as well. Finnish are in many wars. I mean, most of these wars don't really matter to them. The only problem is that they're obviously losing their allies. All their allies are being defeated, which means even though they're not losing anything in these particular wars, eventually they will just run out of allies and someone could easily attack them and they stand all alone. But yeah, we see a piece here. The Leonese took all of their cores back. They did not take Gibraltar, however. So they are basically left. Well, if they were to take Teruel, they're basically left with what they had before. They didn't make any progress, but at least they got these lands back. All right. Well, I mean I guess that's a positive. But yeah, so we've got no new wars. It's just the Scots and the Silesians doing their thing. I think we might see peace soon here. I don't know. The Scots have the Reykjavik province under control, which I think is all they really want. They will get the ticking war score, and that's really all that matters. The Scots did peace out the Dutch, at least, and the Danish. So who are you fighting right now? I would like to see that. It's just the Finnish and Highlanders. Now, I'm not sure if you're really going to bring any troops here. Probably not. Yeah, I think this is just going to be a stalemate. We'll wait for... actually, never mind. The Highlanders, they want to take that province back. Alright, so they're actually fighting for Iceland. They don't want to give it up. They actually fight for it. Alright, cool. Other than that, we've got the Catalans looking mighty. Very mighty indeed. Wait, how did they... Oh, it's their capital right here. They moved their capital. And they're now supporting independence of Galician Louisiana, which, by the way, is really good for the Galicians here, because that means they have the Treaty of Tordesillas on their side. So they've got the Treaty of Tordesillas for this colonial region and Louisiana as well, which is a big deal. And I wonder if this nation breaks free, if these colonial nations break free, will they have the Treaty of Tordesillas working against them or not? I guess that would be interesting to know. We've got New Sardinia up here, which should really suffer from the Treaty of Tordesillas. Yes, they do. The Catalans, obviously, this is their homeland now. They don't really care because they're reformed, so, you know, it's all good for them. But yeah, I think at this point I will just end the episode here. We'll have a last look at the great powers. The Leonese are back at #1 where they should be, especially because the Normans obviously lost the war. The Leonese got their cause back, and the Occitans managed to hold on to that 3rd place. I'm very surprised. Now, the Turkish don't really have that much development. They're winning war after war after war, but because they're not colonizing, they're not really getting as much growth as the other powers. I actually just realized that I have the same flag, exactly the same flag for the Tunisians and Turkish. Oh well, that happens. But yeah, Syrians are actually still down here. I think they must have just embraced the printing press, but that's okay. Anyway, we'll have a new institution next episode, but until then, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and yeah, I'll hope to see you guys next time.